Hey, what's up, guys? Dillio, representing DillioT2K.com. Week 4 of making the Majykbox album. And I have to tell you that it's still a challenge. Things are still going on, but I guess I'll try and illustrate some of the first things that I came across while recording this last record. So, over the past weekend, I recorded this, probably one of my first West Coast G-Funk style songs, and I actually rapped lyrics. I didn't sing. I actually rapped, if you want, and the funny thing is that the first album I ever put out was primarily actually was a rap album, and I may have sung on a couple songs. And if you want to hear that album, I got a link in the description below. I'm upping my link game. Notification squad, if you're here, thank you guys so much for showing up. And so I did this really nice West Coast beat, as I probably said before in the previous video. And some of the challenges that I faced in that was that when on the lyrics and the hook, the S's were just so dominant, it hurt. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why it's a good thing to have tweeters that hurt your ears, because they'll let you know if you have too much sibilance on your vocals. Give you a little bit of idea what my vocal chain is, or my microphone chain. I got an AT2020 going to a LA610 compressor, which I absolutely love. And that goes into the Project Mix IO. And so I got the reduction set on it, and you know, when you're recording vocals straight in, for some reason for me, I know that it's almost like a rule of thumb to add de-essing to your vocals. And to kind of describe de-essing or de-essing, let me give you an example. So if I say a word like this, hear the S sounds and the T sounds. If I say a word like this, you will hear sibilance, right? So notice the S sounds, right? What happens when you're using a vocal compressor and stuff like that, the S's have, or the S sounds have a lot less energy in them. And so what happens is that because it's so dialed up and so compressed, and I'm just really abbreviating this, the S's will come way out front and just dominate the mix, while it hears your voice and brings it down and compresses it to a more natural level. So what happens is that you get a lot of these S sounds. And with these tweeters, these monitors are a little older. I may need to set the 10 noise back up because they are much more revealing in the higher frequency range. And that's why I need tweeters, so you can hear these things and try to bring that back down. So again, the S sounds were popping out in the vocals. I'm like, I really need to know. So in that part of the song where I'm talking about the song of going back to LA, nearly need to know, and all the S sounds are just pow, 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 S, S. So there's a special compressor that will attack just those sounds. This is called a de-esser. And so you apply it to that vocal and it'll bring it down, make it more smooth. And so as I probably work on the mix of that album, or of that song, I'm going to add a little bit of de-essing on it, get those S's back under control, and stuff like that. And a lot of times at the day gig, I listen to a car with a very nice stereo system, and its tweeters are screamers. They will just go into your ears. So I was like, man, I gotta turn down the highs just to get everything to balance out. So all I need is a little de-essing. I find that you don't really get those frequencies that strong just recording direct in. And for lack of a better term, if I don't really listen, these monitors will not tell me that the S's are too strong. So that's something to think about right there. So I'm still trying to figure out what next song to do, and it's going to be a challenge. And one of the biggest challenges that I was just really out of it this week. So I didn't work on the album as much as I wanted to. So I did have fun writing lyrics, and so you know it's still a challenge. And you know, one of the things I got to do is just make sure to continue to believe in myself, and just believe all the things inside that I believe I should have. I mean, you know, a lot of times I should believe in the field. Man, I'm a rock star, I'm a producer, I'm a super producer, I'm a great artist. And I have to keep saying these things in my head and kind of remind myself, even though the outwardly appearance doesn't match up. Last night I was at this really nice house, and a lot of times during the day gig I see a lot of really nice houses, but I rarely ever get a chance to step inside. And have you ever seen a really nice house in one of the really nice neighborhoods, and you're seeing these really huge houses, And you know, I guess this part of the video is not for the, oh, I don't care about, oh, why you care about big house? You know, this is not for you. If you don't care about a nice house or a big house, or you never wanted to experience living in one, this part of the video isn't for you. But I'm walking inside and I'm just looking at this nice garage and all these neighborhoods and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, how do you get the money to afford that? How are people affording this stuff? You know, because I mean, let's just be honest, you know, doing what I do now in the daytime, where YouTube is at and everything else right now, my business, you know, it's not anywhere near. Heck, I'm still fighting to stay here. And so you know, sometimes I guess I may have felt a little ways about it last night because it's like it feels impossible, but I just want to say to you today that I believe it's possible. And a lot of times when we believe things are possible, we wonder how is it possible? How do we get from here to there? How do we get to our next placement? How do we network with the right person after we've networked with a lot of people who relationships didn't really benefit anything, you know? And I don't know how. I don't know how I'm going to finish this album when so much of my day is spent at the day job. But I believe that I'm going to get it done before summer. I believe that I'm going to get these lyrics wrote. I believe I'm going to get this ebook done. I'm going to believe that I'm going to do more YouTube videos and more reviews and do more of the things that I love. I believe this. Do I know how? I don't know how. And shout out to all those who want to do something or get somewhere and don't know how, that are willing to learn. And just because you're exposed to a bunch of courses and a lot of different things, you still have to learn and figure out what you have to do to cater it to what you want it to be. And so, you know, I guess don't get too hung up on on how, because again, sometimes I know the feeling I get hung up on how. But in the meantime, I'm just going to continue being a rock star right here. I'm going to continue being an artist, a great songwriter, a great collaborator, super producer. I'm going to believe that right now and continue to work on this album, continue making videos, and to continue documenting the process, because it's been hard. I'll just be frank and honest. It was a rough week. I didn't get a lot done, and I was doing stuff I was actually getting ready for a show, which is where I was at last night at this big mansion. And another thing before I go, there's a lot of people who watch my videos who don't say anything, and it's just maybe not their style. Unfortunately, to all those people who don't say anything, well, I'll say this and try and look at it as a positive light. Thank you for continuing to watch my videos, even though you may not comment. Thank you for sharing my videos, even not saying anything. I don't know who you are because I don't hear from you. I don't see you in the comments, but thank you anyway. And please continue to watch my videos and listen to my music and all that stuff, even though you may not want to say anything on the videos or you may not get it. So that's me trying to be positive to you. I don't know who you are out there. I just know that there's people watching my videos that don't say anything. And thank you. And to all those who do, a big thank you for you, because you help motivate me, even the good and negative comments. Let's talk about negative comments before I go. A lot of negative comments sometimes come through, and I just kind of really just ignore them. You know, you have to develop some sort of thick skin some sort of way, and I guess this is just practice. So I'm done. This is the update. I don't know what I'm going to work on. I'm probably going to do a Biggie Smalls remake because the anniversary of the death just passed not too long ago, and it didn't quite line up with my schedule. So, and then more beat remake videos and more stuff. I'm going to keep on cranking these videos out. I'm going to keep on doing my thing with what I have, because there's a lot of people who may have less equipment and stuff like that are working hard, and their consistency motivates me. So, I'm done talking. Make sure you check out the links in the description below. I got a ton there. Links to a bunch of different stuff. I'm upping my description game a little bit. So please make sure to take time to check those things out. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do if you haven't done it before. And to those who don't say anything, thank you too. All right, I'm out of here. Peace. This video is sponsored by Khemikals, a preset library from Massive, including pads, leads, bass sounds, and more. Be sure to visit DillioT2K.com to hear it live and pick up your copy today.